Awesome. Thank you. Yes. I know. Where do you want to go? Whatever works. Is it? Well, I got one right. I don't know. Whatever feels good. I have no idea. I don't know. This thing, I don't think so. So funny. I was so funny. Okay, guys, we're gonna start on our backs. Squishy ball is gonna be under our toes and have your weights by your sides. If anyone can't find the weights they want, anyone is what? If you want lighter ones, there's not that many. Anyone's welcome to grab these. All the light ones keep disappearing. I don't know if they're downstairs or what. But so with your weights by your sides, if your inner thighs a little squeezed together, feet on top of the ball, so your feet are just let them be heavy on top of the ball. Just totally relax your upper body, so you're looking straight up to the ceiling. Your collarbones are wide, your shoulder blades are flat against the mat. Back of your rib cage is nice and heavy, and then that tailbone is tipping away that little bit, so you're staying, or you're right now you're in neutral, so you can feel that little space behind your lumbar spine, right? Then from there, I just want you to start by letting your feet be a little light on top of the ball. So just a little bit. When your feet get lighter on the ball, your low abs have to work a little bit harder, and then just slow, let your feet be heavy again. So go for a few like this, just exhale, feet are light on the ball, and then inhale, control, let your feet be heavy. So go 2 more like that. If when your feet get lighter on the ball, you feel your back or you're kind of arching, let's try not to let our feet be that light. We want the body to stay neutral as your feet lift a little bit. Stay lower, and then next time you let your feet be light, let's hold them up there. So they're gonna stay that little bit light. Feel your inner thighs stay squeezed right together, and then just slow roll the ball away just a few inches. Doesn't need to go far, and then slow bring the ball back in. So again, if when you're rolling away, you feel your back, just let your feet be a little bit heavier. Doesn't matter at all. Exhale out, abs are working as you roll away, abs are working as you pull in. 2 more. Back, and then 1 more. Let's roll away that little bit. Pull those legs back in. And then stay. Let your feet be heavy. Just take a breath. So your feet are just resting on top of the ball. Now grab your weights in your hands, reach your arms right up to the ceiling. So arms are reaching up, shoulder blades are nice and flat against the mat, your collarbones are still wide. right? Your neck is long, you're just looking straight up. Don't worry about your legs right now. Your feet are heavy on top of the ball, but you're still neutral, right? Still neutral. From here, we're gonna reach our right arm overhead, and then we're gonna press our right arm back up, and then we're gonna reach our left arm overhead, and then press your left arm back up. So as you're moving your arms, we're just gonna keep alternating. I want you to think about your shoulder blades staying flat against the mat. Your collarbones are gonna stay nice and open in the front of your body. Go one more each way here. One more, let's go here. Back in, stay. Now let your feet be a little bit light on top of the ball. Now we're good. Upper abs, lower abs working together. So you're gonna roll the ball away that little bit. Your feet stay that little bit light. Let's reach our right arm overhead and then pull everything back in. So arm and legs come in, and then left arm overhead, legs reach that little bit, and then come right back in. So remember, if you feel your back, let your feet be heavier. That's totally fine. You can probably see my legs are not stretching the whole way out. You don't need to go all the way to really feel this. It's about keeping your feet that little bit light so you can connect through your low abs. That arm reaches, but your ribs stay tight around your center. That upper abs and obliques. Go one more, left like this. Back in, and then stay. Let your feet be a little bit heavy again. Now let's move both arms overhead. So both arms are gonna reach. Let your legs just be heavy for this first bit, and then arms back up. So really think about those shoulder blades. They're staying flat against the mat as you reach your arms. They're staying flat against the mat as you reach back up. Reach back with control and up. Two more. Just those arms, ribs stay tight around your center. They want to lift, especially with that extra weight. One more like this. Reach those arms back. Press all the way up. Stay. Feet are going to be a little bit light again. Give those inner thighs a squeeze. Your legs keep moving as one piece. They're going to roll the ball away. You're going to reach both arms overhead, and then you're going to pull everything back in. So again, just slow. Think control as you reach out. Control as you pull back in. Inhale out. And four more like that. Feeling the work for the entire reach. Feeling the work the entire way back up. Shoulder blades are still flat against the mat, right? Reaching with control. And last one. Reaching all the way back. Let your feet be heavy. Lower your arms all the way. Grab that ball, pop it between your inner thighs now, and then just about that hip distance apart. All right, so you should be able to touch your fingertips with your heels with your fingertips. You can let your arms just rest by your side. Turn your palms to face up. We're gonna rock back to a little imprint. So press your lumbar spine down and then lift your hips nice and high. Hold when you're up at the top of your knees or reaching away from the top of your head, right? Give those inner thighs a little squeeze without squeezing your glutes together, and then roll back down. So really feel that spine pressing down to the mat. One vertebra at a time, come back to neutral. And then let's do that again. So press through your heels, belly button into your spine, pressing all the way up. Hold when you're there, give those inner thighs a little squeeze again. And then slowly let's roll all the way down. Come back to neutral. Stay. So go two more, just like this, trying to get as much movement through your spine as you can. You're lifting, reaching knees away from the top of your head. Keep that reach. Rolling down, inner thighs, squeeze gently. And then go one more. Belly button to spine, press, lift, and then stay. All right, so knees still reaching away from the top of your head. Let's just squeeze inner thighs nice and tight and hold. And just bring your attention to your glutes. Are they squeezing together? They are working to keep you lifted, but they're not squeezing together. Release your inner thighs and then squeeze them back in. So go for 6 like this. Your knees really hardly move if you're really just using your inner thighs. If you use your glutes, that's when they'll really squeeze in and out. So just find that kind of sweet spot where you're able to just get those inner thighs and not move your glutes. So 2 more, little squeeze. And then 1 more little squeeze in, holding there. Slowly you'll roll all the way down. Come back to neutral. and stay. All right, pop the ball back under your toes. Inner thighs back together. Now let's add a little more upper body to this. So we're gonna have our elbows hovering off the mat a little bit, just your head is heavy in your hands. You're still neutral, so your little space behind your lumbar spine. Now tuck your chin in gently and then curl up to flexion. So when you're up at the top here, feel like your shoulder blades are lifting, you're looking down towards your thighs. You're gonna let your feet be just light enough so that you can feel those abs a little more without getting into your back, right? From here, bring your right leg to tabletop. So right knee on top of your right hip. And then all I want you to do is roll the ball over with your left. Don't need to straighten it, doesn't matter. And then pull back in. So your waistlines are staying long. Nothing changes from right to left in your body, even though you're doing different things with each side. You're gonna go 3 more like this. Keep that upper body curling forward. You're looking out towards those left toes. Go for 2. In, and then go 1 more. You're going to reach away, bring that leg back in, stay. Keep your left foot as light as you can. Now you're going to reach your right leg out. You're going to reach your right arm with it. So right fingertips reach from right toes, and then you're going to curl up, reach past those right toes. And again, inhale back, slow and controlled. Exhale as you curl up. Nice even waistline. Go 4 more. Reach. 3. Last 2. Last 1, reach all the way back. Exhale, up. Hand behind your head, lower your right toes. Lower your upper body all the way down and take a breath. Front, feet back on top of the ball together. Nice even squeeze with those inner thighs. We're gonna come back up. So you'll tuck your chin, curl up to flexion. Pop your left leg up to tabletop. So we'll start just moving our right leg. You're gonna reach it out. Stay curled forward with your upper body, looking to those sides. Out with control. So remember, if you could just roll your leg that, roll the ball that far, and keep your neutral, that's what I would rather you do than reach all the way and kind of lose everything. 2 more, reach. Curling forward, 1 more. In. Stay. Now left leg is going to reach. Even weight on your hips. Reach your left arm overhead and then all the way up. Inhale, big move, taking length. Exhale, curling. Keep those hips even. 4 more. Reach. Right toe stay that little bit light on the ball. 3. Last 2. Last 1, use that breath, exhale, up, left hand back, toes down, lower all the way down. Guys, okay, pop the weight, or pop the ball up to this side, grab your weights in your palms. So arms reach up, shoulder blades nice and flat against the mat. Make sure your feet are about hip distance apart. We're gonna roll back up into our hip roll. So when you get up to the top, I want you to stay. So just holding, feeling your knees, reaching away from the top of your head again. Your waistlines are nice and long. We're gonna open our arms wide, keeping those shoulder blades flat against the mat as you press your arms back up. So go for a couple, just really isolating your arm bones, are moving in your shoulder sockets. You're not lifting your shoulder blades off the mat like that. Now let's open our arms and drop our hips down low. Exhale as you press back up to the ceiling. So inhale down, your body comes down in one piece, you're not rolling, and then press through your heels as you lift. Go 4 like this. Exhale, press. 3. Exhale, press. Nice even weight to both feet, even weight to both shoulders. Last 1, you're gonna press all the way up and stay. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a couple of options. Let's all start by lifting our right heel. So most of your weight shifts over to your left. If your hip shifted to the left, let's try and bring them back to center. So left inner thigh squeezes towards your midline that little bit. If this feels good and you feel like you can stay steady, you can. If you want to, pop your right leg all the way up to tabletop. Doesn't matter, whatever feels good. Now from here, whether you're up there or down here, you're gonna come down, almost touch the mat. You can open those arms again and then press back up. So it's either gonna be like this, Keeping that left inner thigh squeezed in or like this. Whatever option you choose, doesn't matter. Go 5 more. 4. Exhale. 3. Remember, it's about that nice, precise movement. So for you, that means having your foot down. That is what I would do. Last 2. Last 1. Let's lift right arm up. Bring your right foot all the way down to the wall. Heel. Roll all the way back to the mat. Find that nice neutral. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So again, press through your heels. Lift those hips up. Take a nice breath. You can lift up your left heel. Make sure your hips are staying level. Waistlines are both long. You can do that, or you can get up here, whatever feels good. You're going to lower your hips and your arms together and press. Keep those waistlines long. Exhale as you lift. Nice even pressure through your right heel and right big toe. So you're either there or you're here. Doesn't matter. But you really stay light on your left toes. Not even lift that much here at all. Go for 3. Rest. Go for 2. Exhale up. And then 1 more. Exhale, press straight up. Bring that left foot all the way down to toe ball heel. Roll all the way back to the mat and come to neutral. Awesome. Bring those weights down by your sides, guys. Reach your legs out in front of you. So straight out. Reach those arms, no weights or anything. Just reach your arms up to the ceiling and then back overhead. Keeping those ribs tight around your center. So if your ribs have lifted, maybe you reached your arms too far. Doesn't matter where you get to. Okay, so we're gonna come up into a full roll up here. So we're gonna start by tucking our chin. As we do that, we're gonna reach our arms up towards the ceiling and then out in front of us. Reach all the way. Sit up nice and tall. And then let's come back. So shoulders back, roll your hips back, bring your ribs back, bring your shoulders back all the way. Reach those arms overhead. Take a nice breath, and then do that again. Tuck your chin. If you take it all the way up, grab onto your legs. Extra help. Reach out. Stacking tall, and come back. So you can keep going like this with both legs down. If anyone wants a little add-on, we're gonna lift the leg. So we'll start with our right leg, tuck your chin. As your mid-back lifts, lift your right leg up to tabletop. Hold when you're there. Slowly roll back down, reaching that leg away. And all the way back. We'll do the same on our left. Tuck your chin, reaching. Right hip stays heavy, left leg comes on up. Good job, guys. Stay in that little scoop and then just roll back. Reaching toes from the top of your head. We're gonna do 1 more each way like this. Tuck your chin. Right in, nice breath. Good job. Guys, keep those shoulders relaxed. All the way down. And left. Tuck. That chin all the way up. And then slow, let's come all the way down. Reaching back. You can keep both legs down. We're gonna come all the way up and stay this time. Reaching, come back up. Those toes stack up tall. And then bend your legs in. So about your distance apart again, just a comfortable distance in front of your hips with your heels. And then just really sit nice and tall. So feel that the top of your head is reaching up. Your tailbone is kind of pressing down. Everything between is long and relaxed. So we're gonna scoop back. So think about that belly button pulling into your spine. It's easy to scoop. Let me show you. It's easy to scoop here and kind of leave your shoulders. That's not that hard. You gotta get your shoulders and your ribs back as well. Okay, and the other thing that's easy to do is hinge. You don't want to do that. So really feel that scoop coming from those low abs, ribs come back, shoulders come back, and collarbones stay wide. Okay, so from here, you're just gonna pop your right leg up to tabletop, and then bring it back down. And then left leg up. And down, good. Keeping those ribs tight around your center. Right, and down, and left, and down. Keeping your weight nice and even. 1 more each way. Let's go left and down. Now stay. You're gonna bring your right arm up to the ceiling and down. And then left. And down. Let's go right again. Up. Even weight, even waist lines. One more right. Yes, we're gonna put this together in just a sec. Left and down. Let's come all the way up to seated. Take a breath. So if anyone feels their back, don't scoot back as far. Really think about that scoot, rolling your hips back, right? And if you feel tons of pressure in your hip flexors, you can open your knees up and do it from there too. You're just gonna have to, when we go up, you're gonna bring the leg up this way. Whatever it is. Okay, ready? Scoot back again. Stay when you're in that little scoop, right? Low up's holding you there, ribs tight around your center. So from here, you're gonna go right arm up, right leg up, and then slow flow down, just nice and controlled down left and left. The lighter your toes stay on the mat, the harder it is. Up and down, keeping that little scoop up. And let's go right again, as deep and exhale. And left. And down, one more right. Up. And down, let's go one more left. And down, and then roll all the way down. All the way, extend those legs, reach those arms up overhead. Take a nice little stretch. And then we're gonna revisit that in a little bit. So you're gonna come onto your left side. So lie on your left side, your hips are stacked, your shoulders are stacked. Reach your toes away from the top of your head. So your ankles are stacked, hips are stacked, shoulders stacked. On your left side, so you can reach your left arm straight out underneath you. It's easy to kind of grip through your left arm, grip through your neck as well. You want to try to kind of minimize that. Use your core to stabilize yourself instead of your neck, your shoulders, your arm. And again, so if that means a smaller range of movement, that's what you want to do, right? You don't want to go up super high with your legs and then be feeling your neck. Right hand can be in front of you. Just make sure you don't put all your weight into it, all right? Just a light touch. Start with your top leg lifted up to about hip height. That's your right leg, yeah. And then squeeze your left one up to meet it. And then lower them both together. So they'll come down gently. Top leg, bottom leg squeezes up. And then lower them both together. You got it. So we'll go up, up, and control. So as you're moving, think about both knees pointing forward. Both knees point forward. It's your bottom one in particular that wants to point down. Yeah, good corrections, you guys. Control. Over 3 more. Up and up again. It doesn't matter how high you lift your legs. Think stability. 2. Up. Squeeze. And down. And then go 1 more. Go up. Squeeze. Lower together, but then lift back up together. Good. Inhale down. Exhale and lift. So if you're feeling steady, try and have just one finger on that right hand down. If you're feeling steady there, try and bring a hand to a hip. But again, if you feel your neck tensing, that you're stabilizing through your shoulder or your neck, just bring your hand back down. That's fine. If you're feeling super ambitious, you can go here. We're going to go 3 more like that. And 2. Last one, you'll lift up and stay. Now your bottom leg is going to come 2 inches forward. Your top leg comes back 2 inches, hold, and then go the opposite way. So just like 4 inches between your legs, don't go huge. And then slow scissor, and slow and controlled little scissor. So think about both kneecaps pointing forward as you're moving. You got it. Good job, guys. Inhale. And 1 more each way. Scissor back, and then finish with your bottom leg forward, your top leg back. Stay, lift both legs 2 inches and down 2. So up 2, have that little hold, feel those right obliques. Down 2, lots of left inner thigh, right outer glute. Low ab stabilizing 5, and control. Exhale, go 4, and control. 3 more. And down. Good job, guys. 2. Control. Last one. Up. Legs together. And then lower all the way down. Good job, you guys. Okay. And then bend your knees. Heels underneath your sitting bones. Got it. And then your left ribs still are lifted that little bit. Waistlines are still long. Pop a right hand on a right hip just to keep everything lined up. That right hip kind of wants to roll forward here. for most of us. So we're gonna go up, lift your leg as high as you can get to that high point, you got it? Okay, and then just go back 1 more inch from there, but don't let your hips move. You can all go 1 more inch, got it. And then down an inch. So just a little squeeze up, control down. Little squeeze up, resist, don't just let it flop back down. Yeah, stay in that high range. So your outer glute is really working that whole time there. Control, go for 5. Little squeeze for 4. Little squeeze for 3. Little squeeze 2. And then go 1 more squeeze up and then stay. So your highest point, right? Everyone's up there. You're gonna extend your leg out from there, bend it in, and then lower all the way. Don't quite let it rest. And then go up again. So up high, turn it out, hips stay still, or kick it out, sorry, bend in, and then lower back down. Up, pause, extend out, pull it in, and down. Don't let those hips move. Up, reach long, in, knee stays high, and control. Good, go 4 more. Up, in, and down. Good job, everybody. 3, reach, in, and down. Last 2. Reach, in, and down. Last 1. Up, reach, in, and then lower all the way. Good job. Come onto your back. Give your right foot a little bit of a stretch out. So right foot in front of your left knee. Hug behind that left knee nice and tight as you open your right knee to the side. So just take those couple of breaths there. If any of this sideline stuff bugs your bottom hip, you can fold your mat under or grab another mat, or there's some little blocks that you can use too. Everyone feel okay? Take a couple more nice deep breaths. Stretch out that leg there. Hip. Right. And then let's flip it over. We're going to start the same set on the other side. So starting with your legs straight. Lying on your right side, your right fingertips are reaching away from the top of your head. Your waistlines are staying nice and long. Hips are stacked. Shoulders are stacked. Remember, your right knee, your bottom knee is kind of going to want to point down. It's easier to stabilize that way. Try to keep them both kneecaps pointing forward. So we're going to go just up, up, down first. So starting with that top leg up, bottom leg squeezes up, and then they'll lower together. And then do that again. So up, up, and then lower back down. So it doesn't matter at all how high you go. Remember, it's about this precise little movement. You're working in your range where you are able to keep your body still as your legs move. In your range, you're not putting all your weight into your left hand or left arm or your neck. Up, squeeze, and control. And remember this idea, I'm always talking about this, reaching, right? So you're not just lifting your leg. You can think about just lift, lift, and lower. It's quite different than reaching. Doing the same side twice, Robin? I thought you were really listening to what I was saying. You were coming, sitting up to really listen. Up, squeeze, up, and down. Keep reaching. Is the moral of the story. Reach as you lift. And down. Up, up, and down. So next time you come up, we're going to stay. So go up, up, and hold. Now lower both legs to a hover, and then lift both back up. Again, it doesn't matter how far. Lower, and you're still reaching, right? Try and reach those toes across the room. You'll really feel your obliques if you get that reach. It's not about a high movement. You're working as you lift. You're working as you lower, right? 3 more. Working as you lift. Working as you lower. Last 2. Everybody. Last one, squeeze up, stay. Now you're going to scissor your legs. So bottom leg comes forward 2 inches, top back 2 inches. They're 4 inches apart. And then go the other way. So you're scissoring. If you're feeling nice and steady, you can bring a hand to your hip. Doesn't matter. You want to keep your upper body relaxed, right? Scissor. Yeah, if you just have like a really light touch with your left hand, you can see how much work your arm actually wants to do to help you out. Try not to let it. Go one more each way. Finish with your bottom leg forward, that's your right leg forward, and then lift up 2 inches, hold, and then come down 2. Just 2 inches up, hold, and down 2. So that extra bit of left obliques, extra bit of right inner thigh, left outer glute. Squeeze, pause, control. Squeeze, pause, control. Go for 4. And down, go for 3. And down. Good job, guys. 2. Last one, little squeeze up, legs together, and then lower all the way down. Good job. Bend your legs. Your heels are underneath your glutes. Still lying flat on your right arm there. Right, hips stacked, shoulders stacked. Right ribs are still lifting a little bit, so you're not going to jam them down, right? You're going to lift your left leg up. Nice and high, get to that highest point. Keep your hips still, get up 1 more inch. Do it 1 more inch, you got it, and then come down that same inch. So just 1 inch up, 1 inch down, you got it. Little pulses, squeezing that outer glute. Go for 6 like that. Just little 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, squeeze up to the top, stay. Now you're going to extend your leg down, bend it in, and then control back down. So go up 1, the full range, extend out, in, and down. Good job. Up, get to that highest point, keep that knee nice and lifted, in, and down. Up, reach, in, and down. Go 4 more. Up, reach, in, and down. 3 more. Up, reach, in. Last 2. Reach, in, and down. Last 1. Up, reach, in, and then lower all the way down. Good job. Come onto your backs. Let's give our left glute a stretch now. So left foot in front of your right knee. Hug behind that right knee for a little stretch out. Trying to stay neutral even as you stretch, so you're not just rounding and tucking the under. Keep those waistlines long, right? Hold 4 breaths. All right. And then straighten your legs back up underneath you. Revisit our little teaser. So there's lots of different options you can take. So just do what feels good for your body. You don't need to take the hardest option. There's so many different levels in this class. So I just like to give options. So legs are reaching, we're neutral, arms are gonna reach up to the ceiling, and then they're gonna go right back overhead. Our ribs stay tighter on our center, right? So let's start a couple of just a regular roll-ups like we did before. So tucking your chin. So if the teaser feels like too much for you today, you can just keep rolling through these. Totally fine. Still tons of work. Okay, so that's gonna be option 1. Reaching, stack tall, and then roll back 1 vertebrae at a time. Okay, so option 2, we're gonna come up with bent legs. Let's try that. Much harder. Right, so you're gonna just come into that little swoop, stay when you're there, and roll back. Slow and controlled all the way. roll back, guys. Slow and controlled rolling back. Option 3, bring your legs there. We're going to lift both legs up. Tuck. When you're there, take a little breath, collarbones stay wide, roll back. Your toes will come down as your shoulder blades touch. Toes touch. Reach those arms. And again, tuck your chin. Squeeze a little bit of that. Holding when you're there. Slow and control. Let's come down. Roll. Toes come down. Shoulder blades. We're going to go one more, whichever version you're doing. Lower toes, legs up. And stay. So if you hide your legs down, let's try and bring them up now. Stay in this position. And from here, you're going to reach your right leg away. And then pull in. Keep your little scoop left. And if you need to have one leg down as you do this, that's totally fine. If you want to keep them up, go for it. And reach back. You're going to go one more each way, whichever option you're doing. One more here. Back in, lower your right, lower your left, and come all the way up to seated nice and tall. Inner thighs and the flexes a little stretch out, so you can just let your knees fall open. That's there. Let's come on up to a 4-point knee. So hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. All right, so wide sitting bones, long waistlines, ribs tight around your center, right? Keep that little neutral for this first set. So all we're gonna do is kick our right leg straight out. Keep it on the mat. Just notice how your weight wants to shift to the left. We're not gonna let it, right? Waistlines along hips are level and even. From there, let's reach your left fingertips out on the mat. Stay when you're there and then lift both up. So your left finger, your left arm and your right leg lift. Now reach the top of your head away from your right toes as you tap both down and then lift both up. So inhale as you come down and then exhale as you lift. So go for 6 like that. Really thinking length way more than height. Inhale down, abs deepen. Last 3. Control. Up. Last 1. Let's lift on up. Stay. Open your arm to the side 2 inches, leg 2 inches out, and then pull back in. So open out just that little bit, and then squeeze back in. Your left knee is still pressing into the mat. You've got 4 more. 3. Doesn't matter how far you go at all. In, last 1. Out, back in, and in, leg in, and then sit right back to a shell stretch. Those wrists a little twist out, and then come back up. So hands again back under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Now from here, we're going to come into a little cat stretch. So drop your tail, scoop, make your head heavy. Take a breath there and then come all the way out of it. So back through the opposite way. Hold, and then do that again. Drop that tail, scoop those abs around that spine. In. So one more like this. We're going to add on in a sec. So scoop it around. Really feel that pelvis rocking back. All the way out. And then stay. Same right leg goes back. So same like you just did. Lift it up. And then left arm in front again. If you want, keep both arms there. You can just do the leg portion. Doesn't matter. You're going to come all the way into that scoop now. So round your spine. Pull right in. And then extend all the way back up. So nice long line with your body and then scoop around. Really feel that your core is working as you scoop, and reach. 4 more. Think about your left inner thigh a little bit. It's staying squeezed towards your midline. Last 2. Last 1. Bring that hand in, bring that leg in, and then again, sit back to a little shelf stretch. Those wrists a little shake. We're going to come over to the other side. So we'll start with the cat stretch here. So just both hands down. Just drop your tail, swoop them around in here. A little bit, just getting some movement back for us. Finding that balance in our body again before we add on. Put 2 more like that. Swooping. Remember, it's your abs that are working as you come into that swoop, right? You're not just moving your pelvis, really deep in those abdominals. 1 more. And then stay. So now from here, you're going to kick your left leg behind you without letting your weight shift to the right. Extend your right arm in front and then lift both up. So here we're picking length, right? We're tapping down gently and then we're lifting back up. Inhale as you come down and then exhale as you lift. So watch that left elbow. It's going to be easy to lock into it. And then watch your right hip. It's going to be really easy to move your weight, shift your hips to the right. Try to stay nice and balanced for 4. And 3, 2. Last one will lift and then stay. Now open to the side 2 inches. Squeeze in. Of those 2, watch your left elbow, squeeze in. Go 4 more. 3, top of your head is reaching out towards those right fingertips. Last 1. Squeeze in, hand in, leg in, sit back again. Those wrists shake 1 more time, then we're going to do that in the round back. So knees back under your shoulders, hands back under your hips. We're going to kick our left leg straight out. So we're neutral to start, right arm in front. Watch that left elbow. Now as you pull your arm and your leg in this time, you're going to scoop. So really round through those low abs and then step long. All the way in and reach. Keep an eye as you scoop and you look down towards your right leg. Is your right knee under your right hip? It should be. It's going to be easy to shift your weight to the side, but try to avoid that. 3. Go for 2. And then 1 more. In. Reach. Bring that hand in, bring that knee in, and again, come back to that shell stretch. It goes for 1 more little shake, and then come all the way down onto your knees. So you don't need any props. You're just gonna lie flat, legs about hip distance apart. Don't go too wide, not too narrow either. And then have your hands, your elbows are about shoulder level, and then your hands are just on top of your elbows. So you're like in a real cactus position. So your nose is gonna hover off the mat. We're just gonna do a little extension here. So when we're doing our extension in Pilates, it's quite small, so it's not like a upward dog. It's just, that's kind of the height of your extension, just extending through your cervical and your thoracic spine. So start just in that hover, you're in a nice long line, your spine is nice and straight. We're gonna extend backwards. So as we come up into that little extension, let's think about our nose leading the movement. We're reaching the top of our head out towards the end of our mat, and then we're lifting just slightly back. So hold when you're here. It's easy to grip into your shoulders and your neck. Try and keep those collarbones wide and shoulders away from your ears, and then slowly melt back down. So like everything in Pilates, our core is involved here. Let's make sure we're not just pressing our tummy down. Think about your belly button just going gently into your spine. And then this time, as you lead with your nose, feel that connection through your core. Think length, way more than height as you come up. Nice breath. And then again, slow and controlled melt back down. Let's go for a couple more like that. Reaching the top of your head forward, feel your collarbones kind of reaching forward, away from the tips of your toes. Slow and controlled, lowering all the way. Very good, you guys. Go two more like this. As you're coming up, you're not just using your arms, really. You could have a very light touch with your arms. We're going to see in a sec. Slowly coming down. And then go one more. Core connects. Extend, think length when you're up here. And then just hold. Take a breath. See if you can come just onto your fingertips. So have a light touch with your hands. Maybe notice how much you were using your arms. Can you lift your hands? Okay. So really reach the top of your head away from those toes. Can you reach your arms forward like you're put into a Superman position? And then pull those elbows back in. Go for a couple like that. Inhale as you reach. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Arms back. Lower those arms. Lower your elbows. Lower all the way. And then again, press back to that shell stretch. Let's walk our hands over the right side of our mat for this. So really reaching out for your left fingertips. Keep your left hip nice and heavy down towards your left heel. Like you're lengthening that left side body as much as you can. Two more big breaths there. And then walk your hands back across your mat all the way to the opposite side. So your right arm reaches out over the left edge of your mat. Right hip is heavy towards your right heel. Nice breath there. Walk those hands back to center. And roll all the way up. Right, and back onto your back. So you're gonna grab your ball with your weights handy. All right, so we're gonna start with the ball just between our inner thighs. Feet a little closer than hip distance apart, so back where we started in that neutral. Good, that your ribcage stays heavy. Feet can be a little closer, so you can a little closer than hip distance apart, right? So you can feel your inner thighs just gently squeezing. Now from here, just lift your heels, so you're just light on your toes, and then bring your hands behind your head. So inhale and nod your chin as you come up to flexion. So hold when you're up there, feel those inner thighs just gently squeezing around the ball, and then slow and controlled lengthen back. So feel that you're working the whole way down until your head touches the mat. And then do that again. So nod your chin as you come up, your ribs move down towards the top of your hips. You still have your little space behind your lumbar spine. Your inner thighs squeeze gently, and then slowly work all the way back. Which is more like this. Really thinking about the work back. So this is the concentric movement. You're shortening here. As you come back, you're lengthening. It's work. It's work just before your head touches. That's the hardest point. That's when you're longest, right? Go one more like this. You're gonna stay up this time. Holding there. Now pop your right leg up to tabletop. So float it off the mat. Holding here. Inner thighs are squeezing evenly. If you need to bring your left heel down, that's totally fine. From here, I want you to rotate towards this right bent leg. So left shoulder blade off the mat as you twist, and then come back through center. Keep those collarbones wide, little twist, and then slow come back. There's no movement in your pelvis. So remember, this is work. This is still work, right? That's the harder part of the work. Untwisting should feel harder than twisting. You've got 3 more. Untwist. Go for 2. Last one. Exhale across. Come back through center. Lower your right. All the way down with your upper body. Take a breath and lower your heels. We'll do the same thing on the other side. We're going to start with the ups and downs, and then we'll come into the rotation. Really kind of training our muscles to keep working eccentrically. So tuck your chin that little bit. Exhale. Heel up. Stay when you're there. Little squeeze with your inner thighs. Float those heels up if that felt good for you. And then slowly let's come back. Slow and control. Keep those inner thighs working. Keep those abs working. Take a breath at the bottom. Tuck your chin. Slow and control all the way back. Again, tuck your chin and curl. Slowly. Last one, tuck your chin, curl forward and stay. Keep those inner thighs squeezing. Pull your left leg up to tabletop. Stay right there. Okay, right ribs towards the top of your left hip. It's small. Rotate, control, back through center. That's work. This is work. This is more work. Untwisting. Exhale. Don't forget about those inner thighs. Keep them squeezing. Your knees stay right on top of those hips. Go for 4. Control out of it. 3. Back is not a break. 2. Back. Last one. Come back through center. Left foot down. Lower those heels. Lower all the way down. Grab that ball. Hug those knees and have a little roll around one leg. Up. And finale, ball underneath your tailbone. A little extra abs today, sorry guys. Okay, weights by your hips or so within arm's reach. If you haven't done this before, you absolutely do not need to use the weights. If you don't want to use the weights anyway, you don't have to. Just see how you go. So let's keep our shoulder blades flat against the mat, collarbones wide, back with your rib cage nice and heavy. And then just start with your toes lifting. So when your toes lift, or sorry, when your heels lift, you should feel way more in your core already. It may be hard to balance. Let's try and work through that. So keep your ribs tight around your core. That's super important. You're gonna pop your right leg up to tabletop. Stay when you're there. Knee above your hip. And then pop your left leg up as well. So knees are approximately on top of your hips. If you feel your back, bring your knees closer to your chest. That's totally fine. So if anyone is ready or anyone wants to do this, you can grab your weights. You can reach your arms up to the ceiling as well. If you feel very unsteady there, just bring your arms down. That's totally fine. We're gonna start with those arms. So you're gonna reach your right arm overhead. And then back up. If you're keeping your arms down, and just hold this position. Just hold your legs in tabletop. It's a ton of work, just staying there. Those low abs firing. Reach. And up. And then left, let's reach. And up. So you're gonna reach your right leg in front, right arm over head. So right, and then come back in, and then let's go left and left. And then come back in. So as you're reaching fingertips from toes there, keep length through those side bodies. Think about the back of that rib cage staying heavy. That's really important. Think about your shoulder blades being nice and flat on the mat. Your collarbones are wide in front of your body. Your chin is gently pulling in towards your chest so you're not extending through your cervical spine. Go one more each way here. One more reach. Remember, arms or just legs are fine as well. Stay when you're up at the top, so in that nice perfect tabletop. If you feel your back, make sure that you are still neutral. So keep those ribs hugging tight around your center. Press your lumbar spine down if you need to, if you're feeling your back too much. So now from here, open your knees to a diamond. Stay when you're in that diamond. Now all we're gonna do is open our arms. Again, if you're not using your arms, just hold your legs in this diamond. Out. Pause. And in. Keep the back of that rib cage heavy. Two more. Arms only. And up. One more. Arms only. Press up. Stay. Right leg is going to go to the right side. Right arm is going to go to the right side, and then pull back in. So you're extending your leg on that diagonal, left and left. Control as you pull it. Exhale out. So those are definitely pulling you over to the side you're working into. So left leg and arm open. You're kind of being pulled to the left. So really use those opposite obliques, slow and controlled, and pull back in. Slow and controlled, and pull back in. Think about all those things we talked about. The back of your rib cage is staying heavy, right? Your chin is pulling in that little bit to your chest. Collarbones are wide. Shoulder blades are flat on the mat. From here, squeeze your legs back together. Hold right there. Slowly lower your right foot down. Lower your left, lower those arms, press into your heels, lift those hips up. You can pop them all up to the side. Stay in a little hip roll at the top here. So hips nice and lifted, knees reaching from the top of your head. Take a nice couple of breaths there and then roll down. So softening through your spine, just one vertebrae at a time. You're going to come down to neutral, hold at the bottom when you're there. And then roll up again. So pressing through those heels as you lift. Again, roll all the way down. And then extend your left leg in front of you or underneath you. And then bend your right knee into your chest. So hugging that right knee in, keeping your collarbones wide and your shoulder blades flat on the mat. Really reach those left toes away from the top of your head. That way even from right to left in your pelvis. And then let's bring this right knee all the way over to the left side of our body for a little twist out. Your right fingertips can reach out towards the right side. Just take a nice couple of breaths here. And then bring that right leg back through center. Send it straight underneath you and then hug your left knee in. So right toes reach away from the top of your head as you hug that left hand. Again, taking even weight through both sides of your pelvis, through your shoulders. And then bring that left leg all the way over to the right side of your body. You bring your gaze towards your left fingertips, sorry. Here. Then you can bring that left leg back to center. hug your right knee in with it. Just have a little roll around on your sacrum there. Roll up. Benito. Feel good? Good job, guys. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy the sunshine. We're still enjoying it. I'm sick of it. Bye, guys.